here and with my due regards to all the participants, specifically Professor Sharma, Professor Joshi, and all other colleagues. I would like to start my talk, which is impending changes in higher education. Now, we know that Indian civilization is a very old civilization, and we achieved many achievements in the past. And Brahmagupta's contribution in mathematics and his sort of mentor, Aryabhatta's main contribution came in the form of discovery of zero. However, it's part of history that we lost our treasures in course of time. So again, we had to sort of reinvent the wheel. So after the Industrial Revolution, Western countries started, reaping benefit of the Industrial Revolution, and the Intellectual Revolution also took place, which was triggered in France. Waves of both these revolutions reached India when it was a British country. And within 1850 and 1900, 5 modern universities were set up. We know first one was in Calcutta, then in Bombay, then in Madras, then in Allahabad and Lahore. Again, east, west, north, south, center model, which we follow now. And now it was in undivided Punjab. And later in 1882, it was divided, and a part came to India as Punjab University. Spelling has some difference, but both the universities produced Nobel laureates. Punjab University in Lahore, Abdul Salam was the Nobel laureate in physics, and Punjab University in India, Professor Hargobind Khurana received Nobel Prize in biology and medicine and science. Now, within 1900 and 1947, 16 more universities were added, and I'm not taking all 16. I am taking the few which are extremely notable. There was Hindu University, University of Mysore, Osmania University, Aligarh Muslim University, and University of Delhi. Now, in all Western countries, we find there are research organizations, which work in tandem with the universities. In India also, we followed almost the similar trend. Indian Association for Cultivation of Science was founded in 1876, and all of us know that celebrated Raman effect was discovered in IISERs, Indian Association for Cultivation of Science, in 1928, and K. Krishnan, who is the student of Professor Raman, they started working on magnetism and structure. The Indian Institute of Science was established in 1909 by Jamshedji Tata, and today IISc is the epitome of Indian engineering. Although we were little late started, within few years, 12 Indians were elected as Fellow of Royal Society. You can see the names: Sir J.C. Bose, Sir C.V. Raman, Minha Saha, Bilkul Sahani, K.S. Krishnan, Homi Baba, S.S. Patnagar, Chandrasekhar, Prashant Mohan, and G. Wadia. And we know that, among them, 2 got Nobel Prize and 2 others, the contribution of Minha Saha, contribution of Mohan. These are also, almost equivalent to getting. Now, in 1988, the IITs at the University of Kanpur generated and received electromagnetic waves of wavelength 660 mm. Little while after almost parallelly sitting in Calcutta, servicing boards could build a system for transmission of 5 millimeter wavelength our transmission, and point contact galena detector was used for reception of millimeter waves. Both demonstrated his work on this wave transmission and receiving of waves in Royal Institute of London in 1986, and all the peers wanted him to take a patent. Post used to run with a different philosophy. His philosophy was, when I am, what all I have done is drawing from the society, I cannot be levying more charges on that same society. So he refused to file a patent, but all of us know that was the reason Nobel Prize was, not given to him, was given to one. Otherwise, he is, was a great biologist also. But his dream of Nobel Prize was, realized in 1930. So Sri Raman got Nobel Prize for scattering of light and his discovery of the effect, which is named after him. Similarly, a massive impact was created by Professor S. Bose together with famous Albert Einstein, and Bose-Einstein theory was a great breakthrough in particle physics or theoretical science physics, or we call it higher energy physics. And particles named boson was discovered, and working on this boson later on, 3 Nobel Prizes came. Carlo Rubbia from Italy, Engelhardt and Peter Gibbs, all of us know about their experiment in LHC. However, Bose also was denied, right? On the same line, Professor Vinod Saha, his aggregation equation is a breakthrough in physics, and notably, we must mention here about G.N. Ramchandran, who is one of the fathers of biological sciences, and his theoretical structure of collagen is a great discovery. Professor A.K. Rajuri, all of us know Rajuri's equation, which is the key ingredient in the proofs of Penrose-Hawking singularity. And Sierra Rao, if we start talking about him, it will be endless to me. He is the father of new stream of chemistry, which is called solicitation. Bhagavad Purana, I already mentioned about it, for genetic code and for protein synthesis, we got Nobel Prize. Sir is Chandrasekhar Subramanian Chandrasekhar, he is also a Nobel laureate. Professor Peter Ramakrishnan got Nobel Prize in 2009 for the structure function of ribosome RNA. And Ashok Sen, he is probably knocking at the door of Nobel Prize. He got the breakthrough prize in quantum physics, and he is the foremost scientist in the area of chemical worldwide. Now, engineering education, we are not really the new starter. The Turkey has the pride of place to have the country's first engineering institution. It was founded in 1847 by Governor James Thomason, and today it is at IIT. Around the same time, again, east west north south model, Bengal Engineering College, which is known as IITs, Indian Engineering College, which is known as Sunlight University, and College of Engineering Pune, COEP, started function. Now, in between Second World War broke through, and many activities related to radar, microwaves, control systems, guided missiles, etc., were perfected almost impromptu, and a need was faced for furtherance of research culture. And in India, first IIT was established in Kharagpur in 1951, then in Bombay 58, Madras 59, IIT Kanpur 1960, and IIT Delhi 62. After a gap of 22 years, IIT Guwahati was established in 1994, followed by IIT Roorkee 2001. Today we have 23 IITs, and all the IITs are growing remarkably well. Now, IIT education has some difference with conventional education. It's MTech and PhD programs, although BTechs are very celebrated persons all over the world, but especially MTech and PhD programs made a dent in the civilization, especially in defense, space, atomic energy related activities. It created massive impact. And in engineering also, we deviated really from engineering practice to engineering science, and I will name here four, massively known contributors who got difference in engineering. He was a student of Marie Curie, and he started radio physics and electronics in India in Calcutta University. He got difference in 1958, but there is a controversy whether he is a physicist or engineer. But I will come next to Professor eminent Sharma. There is no doubt that he is trained as an engineer, and his massive engineering contribution, fusion of science, was made by eminent Sharma, and he was, so to say, the first efforts from India in engineering. This controversy, as I said, Mr. eminent Sharma is still there, but eminent Sharma, nobody can argue that he is by design. Then Professor Gautam, all of us know his massive contribution in turbulence, and Professor R.A. Mashekar, his contribution in chemical engineering and several other product development is truly remarkable. And there are few others I could not name anywhere. So, in a nutshell, we have done remarkably in science and technology, and this progress in science and technology ranges from oceanographic research to space. Scientists and scientific research institutions, including technology and medicine, the universities have earned a huge amount of global respect, although in US ranking, etc., we do not figure very prominently in the first 20 or first 30. There are certain impediments. We do not have, basically inflow of foreign students, inflow of foreign faculty. In those aspects, we get yes marks, but our research contribution is acknowledged throughout the world. We need to, of course, once more, we must be complacent, and we have to, be very critically, find out some areas, focus areas, where we can focus our research more, and also that can be utilized for the progress of the. However, I have focused this lecture specifically on systemic changes, and those systemic changes I will discuss. I had mind to discuss 3-4 systemic changes, but there are large number of eminent speakers, time is less, so I will focus today only on one aspect of systemic change in academia. So I am starting that part. Universities need to be continuously rethinking their strategy in the light of globalization. The expectations from the universities are growing, and always there are pressures that are, very hard to balance. For instance, higher education institutes are expected to produce more research, also to teach more students in a more effective way. Perhaps we require to keep in mind that universities have no capacity to produce control, some development aspects of the society. These are sense of equity, social cohesion, social justice, and if you list all these, now how to do all this? As if every professor is supposed to do everything 24 hours. So I am just suggesting something which probably, will, shorten their contact time and we keep them productive in the research part. So the current model of pedagogy, which is at the heart of the present day university, is under a big challenge. The current mode, basically, instructors are instruction-based learning processes have been adopted till the recent past. But you can clearly see, even from our kids at home, that it is failing to meet the needs of the new generation students who are now entering the new global knowledge economy. Attracting them to the instruction-based learning is difficult. This is evident from the attendance records in the classes across the institutes. In IIT system, we are always struggling and always surprising the students, please attend the lectures, please attend the class. But even then, many intelligent students, many bright students, they think that they do not get much in the class. They can get many more things sitting at their class. So the notion of collaborative learning has been around some time in the form of flipped classroom. In some of the universities, specifically in the southeastern countries like Hong Kong, in Taiwan, in Malaysia, this flipped classroom concept has been very popular in South Korea, and their faculty members are getting more time to do their research. It propagated shift learning from the typical teacher-centered or lecture-centered view in college or classrooms. However, the expectation from fifth classroom is much more. So its execution as of now is not really complete or full. In collaborative classrooms, the lectures or listening or note-taking processes may not disappear in that, but it lives alongside with some other processes. Those are based on discussions, active work with the course material, engineering, easy and basically continuous mode of understanding. Teachers require to reposition themselves more as expert designers of intellectual advancement for the students. This has been demonstrated that mutual exploration, group problem solving, and collective meaning making will better learning outcomes. It appears that when students get engaged, they take a greater interest in their own learning. Since in the process of this classroom, the tasks are to be distributed to smaller groups, each group comprising of few well-performers, maybe a group of 5, in a class of 200. So there will be some 40 groups. They will be working on, several problems which will be given by the instructors, and the notebooks and everything will be uploaded regularly. And while doing this exercise, the teams will have, each team will have few well performers and a few slow learners. So this process will also, propagate the spirit of peer assistance. When we learn from our friends, probably we learn more. We are free to ask questions. The web provides powerful tools and environments for collaborative learning. However, the web enables social learning too. The interactive computer-based courseware can make professors free from long lecturing hours and allow them time to collaborate with the students. The way enables students also to collaborate with others independent of time and geography. Finally, the OS can be utilized as a mode of production of knowledge, and it creates a route to contains for the colleges and university courses in addition to individual textbook and journal. We are not talking about dispensing with textbook or journal. Just those will be there, but those the extracting knowledge from these two, will be accelerated through the web-based resources and the big classroom-based, exercise among the students. At the first stage, the colleges and universities need to post their educational materials. The materials do not mean only lecture notes, but also assignments, exams, videos, and podcasts. These are to be posted, placing that in commons, of course, patents, etc., copyright are there. So these are to be posted, placing that in commons in proper perspective. All of us know MIT has pioneered the concept in its open source web, which is known as OCW, and it is worldwide well known. But today, the contents created by courses have been created almost all the areas in science, engineering, and humanities. This is an outstanding achievement. The next phase of education can be utilized to implement other ideas enumerated here. With the open content and open access movement, we are hoping the emergence of a new system, a transcendent, accessible, empowering, and dynamic framework for open materials and platforms on which much of higher education worldwide can be enhanced. The Internet and web will provide communication infrastructure and web access movement, and its derivative will provide much of knowledge and information. The flipped classroom movement will speed up propagation of high quality education and scholarly ambience among the individual.
Hello, sir.
The universities need to. Sorry, sir, I am taking 2 minutes.
Any more time? Hello.
2 minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, 2 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, sir. Please go ahead.
Universities need to collaborate to launch a movement of sharing, partnering, and conducting classrooms in various stages for post-content exchange, collaborative creation of contents, knowledge co-creation, and finally, collaborative learning connection. The last item has to be conducted in the form of flipped classrooms, where the instructor will conduct the courses, combining online and offline elements together with a balanced hybrid mode. Through execution of a set of tasks assigned to various groups, this will act as effective evaluation component of pedagogy too. This is the last slide you will see. The next phase of NPTEL will be engaged in developing a system, online system, and online community of teachers across the country. The system will use collaborative methods for creating, managing, sharing, and deploying curricula and tracking the results via a sophisticated learning management system. The benefits from this include much greater collaboration among the teachers, a more consistent measurement of progress of the students, with evolution of AI today, the effort will be easier to implement. Now, most importantly, I did not have time to mention about it. It will help the assessment system. I have said it is day-to-day plus marking, and based on that. So, most importantly, this will help eradicating the meanness which exists today in all kinds of learning systems. There is depression and frustration among the students, leading to a disaster. The news of suicide in many universities across the country, across the state. So obviously this uses the strength of evaluation to group task, group work. We eradicate that frustration. Everybody is participating. And we eradicate that. So with this, I stop here. If you have any questions, I'd be simply happy to interact.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful talk, very insightful talk.